Continuing on now to game 4, Cassius again, and my opponent for this round is Casey, who I've played several times before in tournaments with his minions, and it's always been his Gators, and he's always seemed to have played very well and got the better of me. The first time we met was Call to Arms last year with Ekai versus Barnabas, and that was just an abomination. It was terrible. He trashed me. And the second time we met was Mosar against Maelok, and again Mosar just couldn't come up with the goods. I didn't play well enough. And the third time I did manage to destroy him because I had E-Butcher and the Mass Doom River. So if you guys were to go back through my YouTube history and find all of those reports, you'd see what happened. But this is our 4th encounter, and he's playing Maelok again, and I've got Cassius, and we know that Chromac's no good in this matchup because Chromac just doesn't have the real penetration to actually wipe out all of the Gatormen and beasts in one fell swoop, and he can't do that. And Maelok can easily revive Gators, with Barnabas. He can Iron Flesh them, so Chromac's a no-go, but Cassius has a lot of tricks and finesse, and should I play this matchup well enough, I might actually have a chance. It's radial deployment and it's diversion, so I'm going for the flag on the right, having to contest the zone on his side of the board, but just to control the flag on the right, he's got to do the same, and I'm taking the first turn. So next photo, having a look at his list, he's got 2 units of Gatormen Posses. He's got the Thrullg, we've got the Wrastler, Ironback Spitter, and the miniature Gator somewhere. I don't think he's deployed it yet. But the funny thing about this game is, yeah, actually has deployed it. It's to the left of the photo. Interesting thing about this game is, the tournament is that there are no reinforcements, because the Players Pack and the tournament was announced before the 2012 Players Pack came out, the Steamroller Pack came out. But on the other hand, there are character restrictions because we knew that was going to be part of the pack. So he's got the Thrullg in one list, and he's got Wrong Eye Snapjaw and the Totem Hunter in the other list. So here it is. Next photo, really good photo of the Tharn Wolfriders. As you guys know, in numerous battle reports, I've played with a minimum unit of them, but I've bought an extra 2 Wolfriders because I wanted to be able to field them with Cassius and have 5 of them. Same with Mosar, really. I really love the 5 with Mosar. Any cast with Curse of Shadows, which is Cassius and Mosar, really, really powerful unit, and if you know what you're doing with them, you can easily make the best of them. Next photo, the tree has been teleported up, the whole army has run forward, and really just waiting for the Gatormen to move into melee range. The Totem Hunter has prayed the Gatormen Posse to the right, whereas the Wolfriders have prayed the Gatormen Posse to the left. And really what I'm hoping to do is just get the Alpha Strike and use Curse of Shadows to my advantage and try and wear him down. Trade the Stalker for the Wrastler, and in general just use Curse of Shadows to actually gain an advantage either on the right flank or the left flank, and with my mobility I should be able to make it up. Next photo, Gatormen are doing exactly as predicted and exactly as they should do, which is to run straight forward. He has Death Pact or whatever it is on the left hand side, Gatormen on the top of the photo, and he's put forth some spiny growth on one of the Gatormen to the bottom of the photo, so the Wolfriders will be moving in, throwing their jabs at him. But everything's in range now, but I've got to be careful because I can only really engage the very, very, very frontmost model of his army, and if I do that, then I'm actually going to lose the attrition war, so I've got to be very careful. I've fallen for that trick before, but I'm not going to be doing that this game. Next photo, Cassius has successfully cast Curse of Shadows on the Gatormen Posse to the left of my flank. I've moved all 5 Wolfriders within range to throw javelins at them successfully. And this particular activation turned out to be a horrible, horrible, horrible activation in terms of dice rolling. I hit the Gatormen fine, but all of the dice rolls for the javelins just came up short, like rolling less than 6 on 3 dice, and not actually killing, the 4 or 5 Gatormen that I expected to kill, given the really good chances with the Wolfriders. I mean, I think that offends 16 naturally, down to 14 with Curse of Shadows. So it's Weapon Master 3d6, power 11, dice minus 3, I think it is. And, they've got 8 boxes, so you only need to roll an 11 to actually kill one. But throwing 5 javelins, I think I only managed to kill a single Gatorman. I was expecting, 2 or 3, at least, if not 4. So, Wolfriders pulling back. If you go to the next photo, here's the end of the circle turn. I've killed 1 Gatorman, which you can easily revive with Maelok, and I've moved back with a light cav movement. The Tharn Ravagers are just waiting for the Gatorman to move within range of 4 for the objective, so I can actually go up and contest it or charge them. But the real problem at the moment I'm facing now is that I haven't actually dealt with the left-hand side Gatormen as I expected. The reason I didn't assault them is that they, cause terror with their Scourge of Mists or whatever it is. So, if you fail that command check, your Wolfriders do nothing, and you're in an even worse situation than you would have if you'd thrown javelins and only killed 2. Only killed 1, so it's just pathetic. But optimal situation, you charge in, you assault, you kill 3 or 4. Worst situation, you kill 1, and you're left like a sitting duck. Next image. What happens here is, I forget to take a couple of photos, but skipping forward maybe 1 or 2 turns, pressure's on with time turns, can't take photos all the time, but as you guys can see, the Stalker is in the middle of the photo. I've teleported him up, and he has primaled and Warp for Strength and destroyed the Wrastler. So that's a 10 points for, I think, a 9-point trade, but now he has to commit troops to actually deal with the Stalker before, the Stalker recovers. On the other hand, the Ravagers and the Totem Hunter have actually killed two Gatormen, and they are in control of the objective, so this allows me to get some real good position on the play, and the tree has picked up a soul token, souls, and has feated, so the Ravagers all defense 15, which might increase their longevity. Next photo, unfortunately the Tharn Wolfriders being taken out by a Gatorman charge, but there's only 3 Gatormen left, and 2 of the Wolfriders have survived thanks to some lucky dodging on my behalf. But the Gatormen still haven't picked up a point. They have to actually control that flag and contest my control zone to pick up that point, and Cassius is fine. He hasn't really had any attempts on his life yet, and the Swamp Gobbers, of course, able to put down clouds nearby to him whenever they need to. The Ironback Spitter hanging back in the reserve, trying to spit at people, but always missing, always scattering in the wrong direction. Next image, Gatorman retaliation is rather painful. Gatorman moving in on the Stalker, and this is pre-charge. Gatorman actually have the 3-inch line of sight to the Stalker at the moment, so charging in, Spitter trying to get some damage on him. The Ravager's not going down too easily, and the Totem Hunter surviving, but the Stalker eventually carking it to combined attacks from Gatorman and Spitter. Next photo, what happens here is that the Ravagers receive a charge order. In the previous turn, I've actually cast Curse of Shadows back on the Gatorman onto the right-hand flank, and I've upkept it. So with the charge run order, one of the Ravagers actually runs to contest the objective, and the Ravagers destroy one of the Gatormen, and then Cassius moves up and casts Hellmouth on one of the Gatormen, actually sucking them close up together, not destroying them. But the movement is really important here because it actually takes the Gatormen away from the objective, leaving the Ravagers within 4 of it, and one of them in base-to-base contact. It might have been that, or I might have moved a solo like the Totem Hunter into contact with it. But either way, I actually managed to succeed in getting a control point this turn, which was absolutely critical in a game where, attrition's not 100% going my way. But the control point puts me out to a position where if it goes to dice down, I win. And the pressure is on for him to actually continue to contest it, which gives me sort of better opportunities for, actually killing models. Next image, the Gatormen thrash the Tharn. Maelok himself has actually moved in and killed the last one. So the entire Tharn Ravager unit is wiped out. 2 Gatormen moved into range of the objective. So, considering my final turn, I thought very carefully for a good 5 or 6 minutes, but I came up with the most amazing Cassius play. This is almost like champagne hordes. People that love Cassius will really love this game, because what happened here is that I upkept Curse of Shadows on the Gatormen. The Totem Hunter ran 14 inches to contest the objective, the control zone. The Gorax primaled and charged one of the Gatormen to the right of this photo, who wasn't actually pictured, and killed him. And then the Farrow Bone Grinders actually ran through the Gatormen, because they can ignore them due to Curse of Shadows, into a position where Cassius then is teleported by the stones up to within 4 inches of the objective. He fires a Hellmouth at the back of the Bone Grinder, needing a 4 to hit on 2 dice, and successfully does it. He's got 6 Fury to play with. And that actually Hellmouths the 2 Gatormen away from the objective, and he uses his last 2 Fury for Unseen Path to move the tree into base to base with the flag. And of course the tree captures the flag, scores the second control point, winning me the game. Even though I was actually down on attrition, I'd lost my Warbeasts, I'd lost my Tharn Ravagers, the Wolfriders were being hacked apart in the left-hand flank, and it was inevitable that I was going to go down, but thanks to, really, really cool stuff from Cassius, Curse of Shadows and Hellmouth combination, very, very powerful spells if used optimally, netting me the win, and I was just buzzing when I managed to get this one. Going to the next photo, you can see the Totem Hunter, his final position just behind Maelok here, contesting the objective with his massive 14-inch run, and that was the end of it. I just felt so good to have won 3 games in a row with Cassius, being what is looked on as Circle's weakest caster, coming up with 3 wins for me when Chromac couldn't even do it, and Chromac being my most practiced and, in my opinion, the best Circle caster, period. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I certainly did. Wonderful report, and props to Cassius. Catch you guys next time.